Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. A little bit of a different video today. So I went into some deep spring cleaning on my kitchen today and kind of did an overhaul because I had some ideas of some new ways to put things that I wanted to try out. So I thought that I would share that with you, just kind of show you what I did, because I know that a lot of us are dealing with a small kitchen situation. Now, square footage wise, my kitchen isn't really that small, but it still doesn't have a whole lot of built-in workable space. So it's a little bit difficult to find solutions for things. So I'm just gonna walk you through my kitchen, show you what I did, and maybe give you some ideas on things that you can do in your own kitchen. So to get started with, I have my dinner bell that my best friend gave me with our aprons on it. It's just an easy way to hang our aprons. If I didn't have this here, I would probably have put like command hooks on the door so that we can have our aprons easy and accessible. So this way me and Nathan always know where to go to grab our aprons. Over at the fridge, this is kind of my lunch station central. So when I'm making Nathan's lunches, I have one basket of chips here, one basket that's like Cliff Bars and easy snacks, and then a sweet things kind of bin. So that's how I organize that and just make making lunches in the morning a little bit easier. Moving over to the fridge, I did get this little basket here. We use breakfast sandwiches quite a bit. You can make your own as well, but you know, it takes time, and if you don't have that time, Nathan's zooming up on the ice cream that he hadn't seen in there yet. I also did a little basket in here for my ice packs. Just the baskets in general help to make things a little bit more organized and a little bit more easily found. Now my fridge isn't super clean or super organized, but I kind of did the same thing in here. So I actually have a little basket that I keep my eggs in. And then this is kind of our drink shelf as far as like milk and water and stuff. And I have these cute little baskets that I found at Bed Bath & Beyond that I like to put our berries in for the week. I have a basket here for yogurt, and then down here I have a basket for salads. This is usually what I end up taking for lunch. My lovely cheese drawer, and then this is my produce drawer, but usually my produce ends up overflowing onto this as well. So then over to my cabinets. Over here, this is just our dish cabinet, so I kind of have things organized by what they do, bowls on top, little plates, big plates, just with some little mats here that you can get easily at the dollar store or Walmart that are really cheap and just help give it some traction there. Of course, KitchenAid, gotta have the KitchenAid, and for me, I like to leave it out even though I don't use it every day. I use it enough that it's a heavy enough thing that I don't want to be pulling it in and out of some place or having to run somewhere else to go get it. And my drawer, this was actually a recent project of mine. I was really frustrated with the drawer that I had. I had a organizer that was all together, but the thing was it didn't quite fit in the drawer, right? And so it organized those things, but everything else just had to go around it in some way, and that was kind of frustrating. So I actually just purchased individual little wire baskets. You can get these in plastic, you can get them in clear plastic. Yes, we got these at the Dollar Tree. That's a great place to look for baskets if you're missing any or need any. And also, like, you can really find them anywhere. Hobby Lobby, Target, Walmart, anywhere. So down here,
dark.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. You guys probably can't see that, but I've got my pots here, my strainer, and then I have a lid organizer up there, which is super helpful. Way better than having just lids all over the place. So moving over here, not that you need to see under my sink, but you need to see under my sink. So this is a new addition to the family. I'm not sure where that came from. But this is our new bag holder, which is nice. It's got a slot down here and up here and holds a lot of bags. And this is just going to be an easy, out of the way, out of sight kind of place for that. And then on the other side here, I got of course I have a basket here. It's got my scents for my scent warmer if I put that out, my soaps, and of course your cleaning supplies under there as well. One thing that I did see that I didn't do yet but I thought about is getting like a little stand, a little rack that you can stand in here, and it'll basically give you 2 levels to work with. So I didn't really feel the need for it.
Why don't you show them that again, since I have a light?
Okay.
They can actually see.
All right. Nathan wants you to see it. I need to get a drawer liner on that bottom shelf. And then on this one, got another just a basket here. It fits over this really nicely. It's not super annoying to see it from the outside. Holds my gloves so I don't have to touch raw chicken, an extra soap dispenser, and you know, you can pretty much put whatever here.
Where did we get that?
Menards. So check your hardware store. And then up here, sink isn't really anything of note. I promise these dishes are clean. I'm not showing you my dirty dishes, not today anyway. We got this off of Amazon, and I actually really like this, although I am going to make Nathan put it up a little bit higher because part of the benefit of it is this towel rack. And when I put towels on it, excuse me, they kind of drag a little bit. So I am going to have him lift this up for me, but this is basically our dishwashing central. So I do have some chip clips clipped on the side here, but we've got, you know, our sponges and everything up here, and it's nice to have it not have to be cluttering this up. You can't really see it. I didn't think this through very well, but I actually got this, which you can find like at the Container Store, and I really like it because it keeps your things up off of the floor of the sink, which essentially keeps the sink looking a little bit better. Also, side tip, if you have a sink like this, that's this like ceramic porcelain thing, I definitely recommend this cleaner. This is the cleaner that we use all the time, and it's awesome. It's so good. It works on the metal, the stainless steel as well. It works on the countertop for getting stains out, and it gets like those weird scrapes and scratches that you get in your porcelain sink out of there. If I had my choice, we probably wouldn't have a porcelain sink, but we do, so that's what we use to clean it. Up here, let me turn that off so it looks a little better. Glasses and, you know, like saran wrap and foil and parchment paper and all that good stuff. Just because I haven't found a better place for it yet. Mugs down here, tea and cocoa and protein powder up there. Swoop around to this one here. This is our container one. So this one can get really frustrating really quickly if you don't have specific places for things. So I did my big glass up here, my kind of medium to small ones down here, and then again a basket for the small lids. These red lids, they stack together, but these ones for the glass ones, they don't really stack so well. And just the small lids in general, they just get so frustrating so quickly. So the basket's a nice way to kind of keep that together. Over here, this was Nathan's project today. So do you want to narrate that one for him?
All right, so what my wife suggested is that I throw my phone. But no, what we had here, we had pot holders hanging here, and they were sitting a little bit too close to the oven. So we had some concerned viewers thinking that they would catch on fire, and we did not ignore your thoughts. We considered them and figured they were good. So I moved this up with much frustration.
He had to move it like 3 times.
Moved that up, finally figured it out, and we went and tried to buy S hooks for the hooks that were on here, but they were not working out either, so Maddie suggested we just take the hooks off and put nails in. So with the power drill that my lovely mother got me, I took them off and then I put nails in here, and now we've got pots hanging up. Yep. And they're much more convenient to get here than to clang and get in the bottom.
Yeah, because that was actually a problem for us, because we always have kept our pots and pans down there. What?
10 minutes.
Oh. We've always kept that stuff down there, but it's always been stacked together, and it's really frustrating if you need something that's on the bottom of the stack, or goodness, if you needed something that was behind the stack. It was just awful. So this way, hopefully it'll be a little bit better, and it's a little bit more like a professional kitchen, which we all know I'm not a professional, but okay, so this is my shame right now. I actually have not gotten to organize and do my like baking spices and flavors and things the way I wanted to yet. So that's actually going to be kind of like my next project in the kitchen. So that looks a little crazy right now, but that's why. In here, we moved the spices, actually. So recently you saw our video where we walked through our spice cabinet, which was up here just because of the convenience factor of it. However, with the with any oven really, but especially with the gas stove, it gets so hot, and that kind of brings down the shelf life of your spices. So we actually moved the spices, which we'll show you in a minute. So that actually freed up some space for us to put measuring cups up here, my ramekins and pinch bowls, and our to-go coffee mugs and blender things when we're trying to be healthy or, you know, conscious of whatever. And so in here I've got my Ziplocs, and then my beloved mason jars up there, and up along the top. Most of this is decorative. This is my like kind of fancier bowls and things that I use for some of my more festive meals, and my salad bowl. But I also have my mixing bowls over here, which is just a nice use of the space for me, because if I put things that aren't as decorative up there, it just feels clunky and cluttered, and also it's hard to get them. So up there is kind of more like the you need it every once in a while spot. So over here, I bought one of these corner shelves was gifted to us, and then I ended up buying another one because I liked the way that it looked and the way it holds all of my things. So Nathan's scanning down now for you. I've got my oils, I've got my oats, my popcorn. This is like all of my menagerie of stuff that I add into my sauces and things. And down here, I've got my cookbooks and my white vinegar acting as a book holder over there. And then over here, we've got the new spice place, which actually I really like. I really like the way it looks. And it'll be really easy to just grab those things and go. And as usual, I have my, these are just vases that I filled with little like dollar store pebbles, but they make a nice place for my utensils to be. And then on this one, oil again, lonely little cocoa powder here, my recipe box that Nathan got me, and this is my sugar level, this is my like kind of grains level, my rice and my quinoa and stuff. And then over here on our island, I guess I can show you the inside of this as well. So we needed our kitchen towels out here, and I didn't like the idea of putting them under the sink, so this had a shelf in it, so this is now where we keep our kitchen towels. These baking pans, these are the ones that I use most frequently for like my sheet pan dinners and things like that. So I wanted to have them up here. Now I have more cooking and baking things and utensils and stuff like that, more that I don't have up here. We do have a basement and I have a lot of it stored down there. But the thing is, when you're trying to think about making your kitchen work for you, however it is you want to have the things that you use the most easily accessible. And I was always running downstairs, or more frequently making Nathan run downstairs to get those things. So now they're up here, and the things that we have to run downstairs for are things that I don't use all the time. Over here, Nathan did this for me. So the pot holders, the thing that instigated this entire overhaul, are now securely on the side of my, what is this thing? Island. So they have little rubberized hooks here, and they're nice and safe. They're not close to the floor, and they have a nice home, and it's better than having them like on the wall. And I didn't show you this. I have things already on the side of my oven. I could have gotten hooks like this for the oven mitts and put them on the side of the oven, but since I have things there already, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to use up that space. So lastly, we moved the knife block over here, which made room for us to be able to put onions and potatoes over there. My tomatoes, my staple food. And then I've got my cutting boards down here, and in here my appliances that we use the most, which is my food processor, my tiny crock pot, and then our coffee grinder. So those again are things that I now don't have to run downstairs to grab because I have them there instead. Along this little divide thing here, we've got our toaster set up. I tried to put this away before because I didn't like how it looked, but we just use it too much, so it needed a permanent place. Coffee maker, fruit bowls, fruit and vegetable, depending on what you got going on. So that is my kitchen, and hopefully you enjoyed this video just to give you some ideas of things that you can do in your own kitchen. If you feel like it's not working for you, then what you want to do is just think about what would work for you. And I know that a lot of us are renting. A lot of us don't have money to do some kind of demolition, and so often when you look for ideas for a small kitchen space, they're like, oh, we'll tear out this wall or do this, and it's like, we can't do that, guys. We just can't. So you just want to try to figure out how to make what you've got work, and sometimes it'll take moving things around a couple times, but in the end it's actually a pretty fun process, and you can find all kinds of quirky and innovative ways to just make everything work for you. So have a good night, guys.